Hey YouTube, I wanted to make a video to show all of you guys what Copart does and how they scam people with their cars. This is one example of how they scam. I'm gonna go through a couple details, go around the car, underneath, inside, outside, and show you guys how this is a scam and how they make you put more money on it, bid higher just to get the car or truck. And then it comes home and it's unrepairable and it's more damage than they say or hide. So this is a Dodge Ram 2500 Power Wagon. It's 2018 with only 13,000 miles. So this truck is still new, still low miles, but it's just been raped, you could say. So I'm gonna do a little walk around just to show you guys the damage. I'll just do a walk around the truck and then I'll go into detail of how they will hid the damage, hid most of the damage. We're gonna put in their description. So I wanted to start with the back, and this I believe is a scam, and you probably won't be able to tell until you fix the car, put it in drive and start driving. And first of all, you can see that wheel is sideways in the back. Now on Copart you can't tell that because this is after the car was brought home, after it was moved. That's when the wheel kind of turned out of place. But in pictures it was straight. They fixed it, they pushed it just so it looks straight for pictures, and this is how you could tell. Boom. So in the descriptions there was no mention of any undercarriage damage or any rear end damage. It just said front end and that's it. But if you start here, you can see right here damage. Maybe see this snapped off right here. Oh, look at that. That's just insane. They just put 2x6s. They cut it and put it because they wanted to level it so it looks like the car is straight, nothing in the back looks fishy. And yeah, I mean that's crazy. And then all this stuff, this snapped off. Look at this. That's the, where does it even go to? Yeah, this is snapped off for the brakes, the brake fluid. See all these plugs hanging. Now obviously you're not gonna be able to see any of this, and there was no mention of it. And then right here you can see where they fixed it. So from the damage, from the hit, this came open and it was leaking fluid, and their fix was to caulk it up, touch it up, fill it in, and then they just spray painted it. You can see the difference in color. Look at the color there and then the color here. And that's their little fix just so they could sell the truck. Now I'm assuming there's either no fluid in here or maybe even water. If they went through any puddles, who knows. But that's just the rear axle. And then the exhaust as well. You can see this big dent right here. Right, and that has to be fixed. All this has to be fixed. Right, that right there alone is just insane. Okay, something else that I noticed is right there where the control arm hooks up, that whole bracket is broken, so it slides on and off. And then the shock itself, look, it's not holding on anything. The shock is just free, hanging. This thing is just, look up there. Boom. That's why the wheel's sideways. That's why everything's like loose and broken. So now I'm gonna go. So now back to the front. This is where you can see most of the scam. Right. So from the side, it doesn't look like that bumper's pushed in far. Right. Everything looks kind of straight. But remember, this is a metal bumper. And when you hit metal, it bends one way and it stays that way. So if this was hit in the front, this was all supposed to be pushed in there. But somehow it got pulled out. You can see little wedges right here where they grabbed it, pulled it out here, here, here. So this was pulled out, so was this. This is metal here. Well, you can see the gap here, right? From the damage, it should have stayed pressed against this. But that was pulled out. This was pulled out, and you can see the screws they put. They put a little plastic in the back. Look at that. A little plastic and screwed it in to make it straight. Because look at that, all in there. That's where everything was pushed against. This whole thing pushed against there, but somebody bought the truck, pulled it, made it look nice, where when they had it, and you look at that, and then that snapped off. This is all into there. Let me open the hood 1 second. Okay, now again. Right. I'm pulling this out just to show you guys. Now look here. So the damage is in the front right here, which pushed all of this inside. Pushed it so far that it hit right there. Look at that. So it hit this whole thing, which snapped off the bracket, the aluminum case that goes around the engine, and that case is one piece that goes all the way here to the face of the engine. That, and then these wheels, belt snapped, of course, and then all the radiators. Now, I mean, if you guys have your own opinion, but this is definitely a scam, because the damage comes here, pushes the whole front end all the way to the engine to break that, right? So if this hit that, that means this was there. So this whole thing was pushed against there. But look at the gap you have here. This gap right here is because this whole front end was pulled out. Somebody fixed it a little bit, pulled it out. You can see right here where they hooked it in, right here, right? They hooked the radiator just with whatever they could, a pulley or something, and pulled it back just to make it look like there is no damage on the outside. All those plugs are broken. The winch is pressed in. The steering right there at the bottom snapped off. If you can see that steering right there. Yeah, and then they just threw these covers back on to make it look like nothing was there. Took some pictures from here. Alright, straightened this out just to get more money. Now I'm gonna go under the truck and show you guys the damage over here. So first of all, these steps right here. From the picture you can't tell because the pictures were taken like this. Now you can't tell they're broken from here, from this angle. But they're snapped off on this side. And then I'll show you guys on the other side. This one fell off. The brackets even broke off. And this one's just hanging by a thread. I'll just go under. see this is loose, probably because it snapped off in the back. And then all these rails are bent right here, these, those. And then this drive shaft is completely damaged. I'll go from the other side. Look at that. There's like dents and then gashes. That's definitely gonna be off balance. You can see where we're rubbed right here. Look at that. And why is that? Because of this. Right? It either snapped off or fell off. I don't even know, but they should mention that. They should mention that there is damage on the car. Because not just that, but look at this too. And this is a 2018 car. Things are not cheap. You got sensors snapped off, hoses, plastics. Right? So that's pretty much just the middle part. And Copart does this a lot. I don't know if you guys heard stories, but I heard a lot of stories of same exact situation. People buying cars that look like there's no damage. They would even take parts off. So let's say this whole side smashed, they would take off just the outside hood, fender, match the color, put it back on. When you take it off, the whole front will be bent in where the engine pushed all the way into the cabin. So this does happen a lot. Nobody says anything, nobody does anything or take them to court or anything like that. And they get away with it very often. They get away with it and with no consequences. But yeah, this is an expensive car. It's not like $10 or something where you shouldn't care about it, but it happens to a lot of people and it's just not fair that they get away with it.